no limit and empowers the cloud. It's going to entertain its sight by turning your dreams into reality. Deutsche Telekom is shaping the future, and you could be there.
Good afternoon and a warm welcome to our booth on behalf of Deutsche Telekom here in Hall 3. My name is Philipp Schindera. I'm the head of corporate communication at Deutsche Telekom. We are happy to have you here at our press conference. We're very proud to have guests from 11 telecom countries here, so it's a great pleasure and honor. I know it's a busy day, so we have a lot of things to tell to you. I will keep it brief and will only introduce your host this afternoon. On the one hand, we have Claudia Niemann, board member, Europe and Technology at Deutsche Telekom, and Tim Höttges, our CEO, who is now going to start. Please, Tim.
So, hello everybody here. Welcome in Barcelona. It's good to be back here in Barcelona. For me, Barcelona is always a marker for me in the year, because it's the first time of the year where I see the sun coming from Germany, you know, where we have normally, you know, very rainy and cold winter times, and coming to Barcelona, the sun is shining. So with this, I'd like to welcome not only the audience here and the journalists. I'd even like to say hello to my colleagues all over Germany, because we are streaming this session to all employees of the company. And I even like to say thank you to all the people who have made this new booth here of Deutsche Telekom.
5G end-to-end system. So a mini 5G network, if you wish. So the first 5G end-to-end system, which combines these three extreme scenarios I just mentioned, and which shows how that network slicing works. And with that, I hand over. I'm looking at the tech team here to Bruno and the team here backstage.
So Claudia, thank you very much for handing over. We are standing here to present to you what we have started 1 year ago. We introduced 1 year ago our so-called 5G house. That is the innovation engine at Deutsche Telekom. Together with our partners, Stanford University, Samsung Technology and Huawei, we were able to present to you today to prepare this ecosystem end-to-end 5G. What does that mean? As Claudia said, you have 3 in 1. We have one physical network, and on that physical network we have actually 3 networks. That means our customer doesn't recognize it. It's just beyond connectivity, and we show you how that works on the front-end system and later on a practical example. So look at this one. Here's the first thing is a network, ultra overlay network, 1 millisecond. We can configure that. What is the bandwidth? What is the speed of the latency, 1 millisecond? What is the SLA and how many customers can get it? That is one slice in one network. The second one is, okay, let's have 1.5 gigabit per second throughput. Someone really would like to have bandwidth. The latency is not the same. Definitely there's a different SLA and a different amount of customers who are there. And the third slide we prepared for you, same physical network, but just the virtual one, is the LTE network on top of this 5G. You see the different latency, different megabits per second throughput, and a different SLA. So this is about, and of course there could be more slices than 3, but we have just prepared it for you. Now I'll show you how that works in real life. So what you see here is a robot arm who is using a network. And you see 2 marbles on top of this one. That's the magenta one, what is related to a 5G network, means 1 millisecond. The silver bullet is just connected to an LTE type of network on the same hardware and software. This is representative of a different latency, 45-50 millisecond latency. And there are 2 Samsung phones which are recording the actuator handling, so that afterwards can look at this. They have 1.5 gigabit per second throughput. So what I will do now is I will start the robot arm. This robot arm will passing a sensor, and this sensor is activating on the application and is asking the network to release the two marbles. And there you see what happens if you could have a different latency. So I will start the system now. So you see this 1 millisecond. This marble was able to follow the robot arm and was exactly in that basket it should be, and the LTE latency was too high to make that happen. All these things we have recorded, so 1.5 gigabit per second. You see a very nice video on this one. You see the technology or how we did that. So it's for you afterwards to come over to look at it. And that is something what we really like to show to you. Is something what Claudia said, a preview. And now I'd like to hand back that to Claudia for the next thrilling announcement regarding fixed line network.
Thank you, Bruno. Quite great. I encourage you to compete against the robot. I miserably failed this morning trying to catch Bruno the magenta ball. So talking about the next innovation in fixed line, XG Fast. As you know, our strategy is to build fiber closer to the buildings of our customers, but customers have a pain point. Most customers don't like if walls need to be tiered up in their homes. Yeah, so we need to find a technology which enables super high speed, so to say, on the existing copper lines in the houses. Our solution is now in-house cable doesn't need to be replaced. Very recently, we were able to demonstrate in a lab test in Germany a speed of 11 gigabit per second over a distance of more than 50 meters in a copper coax environment, on COT6. But it also works with 8 gigabit per second on a normal copper cable. Yeah? So the message is, we don't have to tear up everything in order to get high speed to the customers. And the message is also, don't call copper old technology. So, number 2, European Aviation Network. Last year we announced our collaboration with Immersat because we have the plan to create a pan-European direct air-to-ground network. This network combines satellite technology and LTE technology, and for the customers who are flying, it means that they have the same good connectivity.
That have nothing to do with your business. And how safe can that be? Individual business networks, on the other hand, are safe, but complicated to configure. So you lack the flexibility. But how about a network that combines the best of both worlds? Welcome to Ingena, the first business network that's not only fast and secure, but also uncomplicated. Because it can be configured with a single touch in your browser. And that connects your business to the entire world. Welcome to the next generation of global business networks, formed through a worldwide alliance of leading telecommunication companies. Ingena, built on the principles of the share economy.
Let me say some final words on what we are presenting at Barcelona. By the way, Deutsche Telekom had a big luxury problem this time. We have so many things to present that we have to stretch it over 2 days. So there's another event tonight where we talk about consumer devices, and there's another event tomorrow where we are announcing a strategic partnership for me with the world's best telecommunication operator. and the strategic partner is going to be the South Korean Telekom, SK Telekom, and we have tomorrow a press conference on that one, where we want to even build a partnership which is going beyond what we have seen here on the Engena side. But that said, what is, let's say, the summary of our press conference today? First, we feel the beauty of building the best networks, and we are committed network investors. We have increased our capex, and we are willing to even invest into the infrastructure beyond what we have seen so far, and we want to be leading. Leading means not by size, leading means by excellence. Leading means the way how we are delivering this service, because at the end of the day, the customer will choose the one who is the best in the sector. We know this, and therefore our aspiration is to be leading. That is why we have a very consistent, integrated network strategy across our European footprint. A virtualized infrastructure, a cloudification of our networks, which are most efficient, including fixed line, mobile, headnets, wireless LAN and other technologies, and bundling the applications in this pan-IP infrastructure. Second, 5G is now where we have to develop it. It's not yet relevant for the customers. Being in 2018, 19, 20, I expect, it is coming gradually. It's not coming in a step function, but it will come, and we as a technology company, we have to get prepared for that one. And that is why I'm saying, okay, we are on our move. We have now shown in the labs 11 gig on old copper. We are showing 70 gig on 5G in the labs. We are showing 1 millisecond here live on stage, between real time, and we want to make it end to end, including new areas like the airlines, where a white spot is something which we want to fill as Deutsche Telekom. On top of that, we have a new functionality which has a lot to do with the virtualization of your identity into the cloud, so that you could use your service wherever you are, independent from a handset or a service provider whatsoever. You could use it everywhere. All your services, all your data is going into the cloud with Immer, so it's an IP service. And we do this very consequent and in a worldwide innovation together with Cisco in a new entity which we call Engena, which is providing a total new IP communication services platform for the business customers. That's it for today. I think quite exciting news here from our side. Long way to go, but this is a world of opportunity we have never seen in the last 20 years, and we want to be part of that. Thank you very much for your audience here today.
One quick question. When do you believe that you're going to launch, either as a pilot or then commercially, the 5G network? And if you believe that it's essential for the European Union to launch first with 5G network?
So I believe it's absolutely essential to be leading on this one in Europe. We believe that around about 2018, most of the standardization and use cases will be done, so therefore commercial launch around 2020.
By the way, I think one of the big mistakes that you as journalists should really stress the industry, because I'm only expecting that somebody is calling his 4G or 4G plus service 5G already. And just saying, here is 5G for the consumer, and it's not 5G. 5G should have certain functionalities, being latency, being slice components, being security, being a bandwidth, and this kind. And this is, let's say, the criteria we have to jointly define, and then we deliver on that one after the standardization. But we should not talk old wine, new wine. This is fooling the customers. So our inspiration is not the launch date, ours is to launch really 5G in the standard version. That is, I think, what we have to do in Germany and in Europe.